Rwanda and DRC's relations are on the mend. President Paul Kagame and Felix Tshisekedi participated in a presidential panel during the Africa CEO Forum in Kigali, Rwanda. The two leaders addressed issues that have shaped the largely frosty bilateral ties between the neighbouring countries. These often affected integration initiatives such as cross-border trade due to conflict and resultant insecurity.
The Great Lakes region, the richest on the continent, but the conflict has derailed its development. The two presidents agreed that regional instability can only be resolved by leaders who want to see progress in Africa.
Generally, the region, the tragedy we have seen in the many years past, are going to be overcome by not blame game, pointing fingers at each other, internal, external, because let's face it, you gave it a history that dates back into colonial times.
Yes.
That is a fact, it's real. It feeds into the other failures we experienced of our own, yes, meaning the African societies, leaders, across the board. So all that we've known, we've experienced, we've gone through, and I think so it suffices that today we look at the real way of getting forward and moving forward and finding solutions to the many problems instead of that. So, but it comes to a number of things, including what are our politics like? How are our people, the people of Rwanda, DRC, the region, the continent, being transformed? What is it that we can do together to actually bring about the transformation that we want, that has a meaning to our people?
Many believe the DRC's Inga Dam could generate hydroelectric power. This will enable half the continent to source power from it. Conflict has led to delay in implementation of this project, but the new DRC leader is promising to attend to this matter.
And Congo, through that great river, has great potential. And we think that Inga, we call it Inga, the Inga Dam, the potential is enough to cover Africa's power needs. So we need a global overall approach. I spoke about this with President of Rwanda and the President, Madam President of Ethiopia, because you see Ethiopia, right now there are some tensions with Egypt as regards that dam that Ethiopia wants to build. So, but I think if Inga can develop properly throughout its phase, you know, we have 8 phases, we have 44,000 megawatt. And that will alleviate the Ethiopian problem, Ethiopian-Egypt problem. And the lady president found that idea very good, and we will pursue that. And also we found over 100 other sites where energy can be produced. And you know, it will be up to 60,000 megawatts if we exploit all that. So it's enormous. As regards the water, as such, you know, the water will have probably water wars in the future. And I think here also we should look maybe at the mouth of the Congo before, you know, just before it reaches the ocean, at the mouth of the Congo, I think we can use that water and send it to the various countries that need it, instead of what has proposed regarding Chad, the Ubangi River, that will be very serious consequences, not only on the energy, because, there are peat. There are peat fields that are also very useful for the environment because, as you know, they will absorb carbon and then in various forests and so on.
Business on the continent believes there must be a political will from African leaders for this to happen.
With the right political leadership, with the right political will, with the right technical and institutional capability, there is the finance available and there is the private sector partnerships available at the right returns on the right basis will come to the party.
The DRC president is still facing a tough challenge of setting up a government. This issue is likely to affect his plans. Sophie Mukwena, SABC News, Kigali, Rwanda.